DIY pond. How deep is this pond going to be?
And his pond's leaking.
Spawning area for the fish up on this mountaintop.
Stock Florida strain largemouth.
He's gonna know all the hot spots. The world's largest DIY pond. Aloha, my ohana. It is your boy back with another aquatic adventure. Now, if you're new to the channel, we talk about everything in the aquarium hobby. Banging video right now for you. Behind me is my koi pond, Tiki Falls. It is 8,500 gallons of pure paradise filled with the most beautiful Japanese koi fish imported from Japan. Now, some of you guys see this pond and you're like, that is huge. 8,500 gallons, that's so big. And to be honest with you, it is pretty massive for a backyard. But I have a good friend of mine named Michael who makes my 8,500 gallon koi pond merely look like Great Value, the Walmart brand of ponds, compared to his pond. And we're gonna head over there and check it out. You guys are going to be shocked on how massive this DIY pond is. Yes, I stress DIY. It's just him by himself. Do it yourself, the ultimate DIY pond on his property, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and teleport. I'm gonna give the Hawaiian punch out in 3, 2, 1. I'll see you guys there. Whew, just like that, we are here in the beautiful city of Auburn, California at my boy Michael's house. Now you can see over my shoulder there is the beautiful Folsom Lake. It is an iconic lake here in Northern California, but the iconic part isn't Folsom Lake. It is Michael's Bass Lake. Yeah, you talk about the ultimate DIY lake. This is the one. Now, with all that being said, we're gonna go into details about it and we're gonna speak to the man behind this massive DIY build. It is an insane build by himself. He's using his property here to get his landscaping too, with these huge boulders that he's digging up. Watch, I'm gonna pan this way. Massive boulders that he's digging up with his machines. As you can see the machine in the background there. And you're gonna see more of his vision in this video. If you guys want to see more details about it, or if you guys want to get caught up, I'll leave a card up above. Click that card, all right? I created a playlist titled Michael's Bass Pond. So I think I did like 2 videos. This is the 3rd one. So you can watch it from the very beginning before he even got this far, and then you can see the progress. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around and just give you a little view of what's going on here. Now this has gotta be the world's largest DIY pond. As you can see, his excavator right there is actually pretty big, but from my area where I'm standing, it looks really small, right? It looks like a matchbox. But you can see how massive this pond is gonna be. Now, my boy Michael is doing it for the sport. He's doing it for the sport of fishing because my boy Michael is an avid fisherman. Bass is his specialty, and he's always wanted to build his own personal fishing bass pond, and that's what this is gonna be. Now don't worry, we're gonna talk to the man behind this massive build in a second, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful it is out here. Look at way in the back there, you can see Folsom Lake. Look how pretty it is up on this mountaintop here. And it's so awesome what he's got planned. I mean, I can't wait to share the plans, what he's doing here with all of you guys. And big shout out to Michael. Thanks for inviting us here and taking my ohana on this tour of his personal bass pond. All right, so I'm here with Michael, my boy. This is Michael's bass pond. He's gonna explain a little bit more in detail. I'm gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna go over like the island that he has planned, how deep. He's gonna make a spawning area for the fish. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around and Michael's gonna take it away. All right, Michael, go ahead and break it down for us. How deep is this pond going to be?
So last time we did a video, I thought I hit bedrock because I'm a rookie, not a geologist. And come to find out, I had a contractor out here and he's like, hey, you're using too big of a bucket on your excavator and that's why you can't dig through the rock. So
what size were you using?
I was using a 24-inch bucket and then I went to a 12 and I had no idea that it would make such a big difference. So the bedrock, which it was not bedrock. So I was able to start pulling these big giant boulders out, which is giving me the depth that I want. prior to me figuring out I could dig up these big boulders with a 12-inch bucket, I was planning on building a small dam to get the water depth. Now I don't have to do that.
Oh man, that saves you so much time.
Yeah, so the goal now is to probably get down about 10, 15 feet deep in the deepest part.
Okay, and the deepest part's gonna be right over
right next to the
section?
right next to the island there.
Oh, okay.
In front of the island.
So this is gonna be an island right here, guys. I'm gonna zoom up on it for you guys. So he's gonna have a bunch of aquatic plants. Now, you see that little post there with the little pink ribbon blowing? That's gonna be the water level. So he's got the stakes with the water levels and the pink ribbons all the way around this pond, including just right here too as well. So water level height is going to be that ribbon, and you can see how deep this little section is, which is like from that ribbon I would say is about maybe 12, 15 feet deep right there.
And the goal is to have structure for the fish so they have places to hang out seasonally. And I'm building a big spawning bay back here, which will be probably 3 feet deep. A lot of pea gravel for the bass and bluegill for spawning.
Yeah, let's talk about the fish. I know we talked about it in previous videos, but for somebody that's new to the channel, what type of fish are you planning on stocking in your bass pond?
Definitely going to stock Florida strain largemouth, bluegill, a few catfish, fathead minnows seasonally, depending on if they can procreate, certain crawfish, and then mosquito fish. You want to give the bass several different forage types because when you're fishing, it allows you to use a bunch of different lures to mimic the different types of forage.
Dude, not only are you constructing the pond, but you have to navigate on where you want to put certain cuts in the pond for fish to thrive in and relax and have a more of a natural habitat, which is insane. And you're doing this all by yourself, which is flipping crazy, man. This is so crazy. When did this project start? Was it last year when you broke ground?
Well, it started when I hired a contractor that was going to screw me. That was last year, yeah.
That's when you decided to do it yourself.
Yeah, and then I wanted to do it right, so I went and got a grading permit through the county, and I started really digging the pond. I think like last, September, October?
Dude, that's crazy. This is the ultimate DIY. My boy Michael's doing this by himself. He did all of this by himself, right there. That machine there, there's another machine that he's got. He's using, what is that sheep tamper thing that you use to?
So I got a
tamper the dirt?
I got a vibratory sheep's foot roller attachment for the Bobcat, and that allows me to compact the soil. The vibratory sheep's foot roller not only compacts, but it breaks down these, chunky DG rocks, turns it into a nice smooth bottom.
I think this is a piece of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a rock, but then you can actually just
it's
break
literally
it apart.
Decomposing, falling apart.
So it's wild. So what he does is he'll dig a lot of bigger pieces of this, and then he'll just roll over it with the tractor. It just turns to a nice sand.
I wanted to build a natural pond, no liner. It rained all winter long, and there was no standing water in the bottom of this pond. It cannot hold water. So that's the reason why I'm switching over to the liner. Either I bring in clay and gamble that it's gonna hold water, or I do the liner and it's most likely 100%. My neighbor down the street right now is building a small, like, 1/4 acre pond, and he brought in 2 feet of clay, I think bentonite clay, and his pond's leaking. Oh no. He literally came up here last week.
This is a massive piece of liner, dude.
It's gonna be a big one.
This is going to be like, how big is it, like width-wise, a guesstimate, and lengthwise? I mean, I think it's
like 350 feet long, 350 to 400 by like 150 to 200 feet wide at the widest part.
That is crazy. And then up over here, guys, is the waterfall section. So you can kind of see some rocks up over there. That's where the waterfall section is going to be. It's going to come into the pond. But the filtration on something like this, what are you going to work with?
I'm going to try and put in a bog filter.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to build a little natural wetland, probably a pretty big bog filter.
Where's that going to be? What section?
I was thinking about doing it on the back.
Okay.
So when you're looking at the pond over there, you can see all the nice plants and stuff, aquatic vegetation.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll have a series of pumps to push that water up through those pipes and the aggregate.
Yeah, this is
But
wild.
I'm gonna have to build a pump house on the backside.
Okay, gosh, man, that is crazy. I couldn't even imagine the pumps, or how many pumps would it take to even pump the gallons of this, man?
I bet you it takes at least 4 or 5. I'm thinking.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, if you guys want to get like a better idea, it's gonna start like, obviously the waterfall section's there, right? So I'm just gonna kind of point with my finger here, the outline, just give you an outline of it. It's gonna come around here. It's gonna drop down through here. You said, Michael, about halfway through this area?
Yeah.
Right through here, and it's gonna come around here, and this is going to be like the breeding area here that he was talking about, with the 3
spawning
feet of,
area.
Yeah, spawning area of 3 feet of pea gravel in this section, and it comes around this way, right around here. Not so much up here. I just want you to focus down on this side here. And it's crazy because he's gonna be able to fish this when it's fully stocked. But you guys are seeing and witnessing the before, and then of course we're gonna have the huge after. But the reason why you're doing this, obviously you're an avid fisherman, right? So you're doing this for that, but also you and your wife are gonna be doing this for like a venue, right?
Yeah, we're kicking around ideas.
Okay.
I mean, we're considering turning it into like a short-term vacation rental.
Okay.
So it'd be like a sand beach, canoes,
Yeah.
kayaks, like that, but also tie into it and do small weddings.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
awesome.
But I mean, at the core of why I'm doing it is I've always wanted to build a pond for the last 25, 30 years as I've been doing tournament fishing.
Yeah.
And my prior career was in insurance, and I just want to get out, and I've always had a passion for doing projects. And
Dude, this is
so.
this is a little bit more than a project, man. A project for me would be like putting a fence up at my house. This dude's project is insane, as I just did a 360-degree panoramic of his DIY pond. I thought my liner was huge. I bought a 30 by 50 EPDM liner for my pond, and I was like, man, this is a lot. I mean, my pond liner costs, let's see, I got it before COVID. It was around $1,400, and I bought it on eBay. And I was like, man, this is so expensive. I couldn't imagine I don't know, what is it, 100 by 300 foot? I don't even know how big of a liner you have to get for this, dude. Where do you get a liner like that? Did you talk to any companies, or is there anybody out there?
I haven't started to aggressively, like, you know, shop and figure out which liner to go to. I know there's several different types. So I'm kind of getting to the point where I got to start looking into that more seriously. I did talk to a company out of Oregon, and they did say that they could build one custom to fit. And ship it to me in one roll.
Wow.
That would weigh like 5,000 to 6,000 pounds.
That's insane.
So I talked to a contractor who actually welded a custom bracket so it will hook onto the excavator and be able to lift the liner up. So I need about 10 to 12 guys to unroll it.
You know, I'm gonna be one, man. I'll be here chipping up. But
so
that's crazy though.
Anyhow, if anyone knows any companies they can recommend or refer for the liner, I'm starting to go through the shopping process. And
leave a comment, guys. If you guys know of any companies out there that Michael can at least talk to, chat to, maybe someone might wanna sponsor Michael's Bass Pond. That would be awesome. But that would be pretty cool though. If you guys have any contacts out there on pond or custom pond liners for a job this big, and what's the guesstimation on the pond liner? Like, what were you telling the company in Oregon? How big would you need?
Oh, the size-wise? I think I told them like 350 by 200, just to get
an estimation on that.
I mean, that's at the widest spot, so it doesn't have to be that wide, but something around that. I want to get this pond done by like August, September. So I want to get in front of ordering the liner, because maybe it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get. So
okay, cool.
Anyhow,
we'll jump on that, guys. So hey, just throwing the word out there, man. That's an insane liner. And comment if you guys know, or maybe if someone might see this YouTube video, forward it to somebody who may have a contact on a liner that big. This is an insane build, probably one of the biggest DIY ponds I've ever seen that's gonna actually use a liner. Now, a lot of ponds out there that people have on YouTube, they're using, like Michael said, a clay base so it holds the water, or maybe sometimes their dirt that they have where they live can hold water. In this case though, it's going to be a DIY pond with a liner in it, and you're gonna see the construction of it. All the rocks he actually just gets from his property. He's digging them up and he's saving them. It's super impressive. That's all I gotta say. It's impressive. And I don't even know how this guy's brain works, man, because
you can call it impressive if it actually turns out.
Dude, I'm telling you though.
We'll wait for that.
Not only does he have to come up with the design, right? He has the design, and then he's gotta dig it out, and then he's gotta know where to start. Do I start in the middle and work my way out? Do I start from the edges and work my way in? He's gotta have pathways for his equipment to get in and out, the island that he's building, and then on top of that, structuring the pond inside for fish to have a natural habitat so they can thrive and, you know, obviously breed in the pond, and then, you know, but the cool thing about it is this is his pond, and he's gonna know exactly where all the fish are gonna hang out because he's designing all the homes with, you have logs and rocks, and you're gonna be building tree stumps,
rock piles, and there's gonna be points underneath the water you can't see, islands, little humps.
And he's gonna know where every nook and cranny is, so when he actually, hey, you know I'm gonna come out here and we're gonna do some fishing, dude. We gotta fish his fish pond. Once it's done, he's gonna know all the hot spots where the fish are gonna hang out because he gets to experiment all day long. I really appreciate all the love and support, my ohana. Let me know what you guys think of Michael's bass pond. Take care, much love, and aloha.
Ano, pay, kapay, muku, hawa, ihukia, ila, imana, yakalani.